Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss rare tumor of odontogenic origin, dentinogenic host cell tumor. The basic idea of presentation of this tumor is different morphology of this tumor in different cases. We have collection of 3 cases of dentinogenic host cell tumor in our records, and as we will be demonstrating, the morphology of all the 3 is so different from each other. So one has to be aware of the various morphological patterns. Case number 1. This is a 16-year-old male with radiolucency in relation to the first premolar of the left mandible for 2 months. OPG revealed an osteolytic expansile multilocular lesion extending from fourth to eighth region of teeth and involving mandibular ramus and condyle. There was thinning and perforation of the buccal cortex. Operating surgeon Dr. Anurag Singh felt a partly cystic, partly solid lesion while operating. He aspirated 24 ml of straw-colored fluid from the mass and a nodule attached to the cyst wall. Removal of the cyst wall was done. I must acknowledge that this case has been contributed by Dr. Anurag Singh, who is a senior oral maxillofacial surgeon attached to Max Hospital, Saket, New Delhi. I would like to show this case as digital slide also to familiarize you all with the digital slides. Now this is a tumor. We are finding that here is the cyst wall. Here is a cyst wall here, and then there is a tumor nodule here. And if we look at the tumor nodule, we find that this tumor nodule is made up of ameloblast epithelium arranged as follicles with stellate reticular formation as we see in ameloblastoma. Then there are some areas where there appears as if there is some amount of whirling of the cells. Here we see that there is an attempt at whirl formation. And if we go to this area, we find that there is a glandular differentiation. Here we see tubular structures which are lined by cells. So this tumor is having ameloblastic epithelium with formation of glandular or tubular spaces here and some attempt at whirl formation. So seeing this picture, one can get confused whether we are dealing with ameloblastoma or adenomatoid odontogenic tumor. But if we see nearby areas, we start seeing some pink material arranged as globules. And if we go higher on these globules, we see that these appear to be made up of some cells which have lost their character. So we can call them, these are host cells, and some appear to show a little bit of calcification. Here we see that these are getting calcified. These structures, they appear to be the collections of the host cells. This can be seen more clearly in this area. Here we still have retaining of the nuclei, saying that these are the epithelial cells, and these cells have lost the nuclei and the structure. So because of loss of nuclei, these are called host cells. So there is a collection of host cells here, and there is a calcification here. So we are seeing now presence of host cells with calcification. Then we have another strip here, which is made up of ameloblastic epithelium, but predominantly presence of host cells, and this is pink dentinoid material. So we are seeing host cells, dentinoid material, and massive calcification. If we go to this area, we find that the ameloblast cells are arranged as thin pods. This is pattern reminiscent of plexiform ameloblastoma. Stroma is mature. It is not immature unlike we see in fibroadenoma or ameloblastic fibroma. So we are having ameloblastic epithelium, mature stroma, presence of host cells, calcification and dentinoid material. Based on these features, diagnosis of dentinogenic host cell tumor was made in this case. But this case is one of the peculiar cases where the ameloblastic epithelium is more and it can be confused with ameloblastoma if one misses the presence of host cells. Now, case number 2. This was a 34-year-old female patient who reported with the chief complaints of swelling in the front region of the lower jaw for 3 years. History revealed that the swelling had started following the extraction of teeth, which gradually increased in size. Patient had continuous pain. There was no discharge of any sort from the swelling. OPG revealed a multilocular radiolucency extending from 3.6 to 4.7. The lower border of mandible did not appear to be intact. Extraoral examination disclosed a solitary diffuse swelling of approximately 3 into 4 cm in size in the lower anterior region of the jaw, extending superior-inferiorly from the right corner of the mouth to the lower border of the mandible and extending to the submental region. Anteroposteriorly, it extended from right to left parasymphysial region. Excision of the mass was carried out. On gross, we found a well-circumscribed, round, solid mass 1.5 into 1.5 cm in size, and on cut open, the mass was predominantly solid with small cystic area. Now here we have the second case. In this case, if we see, this is a mass which is well circumscribed, well confined, appears to be biloculated and mostly solid in nature with small cystic area which could be due to degeneration. So we are having a solid, well encapsulated mass. And if we see the morphology, we find that there are large clumps and clusters of host cells present in the tumor. These are all collections of host cells. The nuclei are gone. These are anucleate cells with preservance of the outlines. And at the periphery, if we see, there is a thin layer of ameloblastic cells here. And this is ameloblastic cells. And in the ameloblastic layer itself, we can see the host cells. Again, we have collection of masses of dentigerous host cell tumor. And then we have calcification, massive calcification of the tissue of the host cells. We have the host cells here, and then we have the formation of dentinoid material. So we have a tumor which is made up of host cells, calcification, dentinoid material, and thin layer of ameloblastic epithelium. And here, if we see this material, this appears to be calcified dentine or cementodentine. So this is very different from the first case we had seen. In the first case, there was predominance of ameloblastic epithelium, which resembled like ameloblastoma. and this case is different, which is predominantly made up of host cells, calcification, and dentinoid material. So different cases can have different morphology. Case number 3. This was a 68-year-old male patient who presented with swelling over the alveolar ridge in the lower anterior region of the jaw for 3 years. OPG showed a well corticated unilocular radiolucent lesion with tiny specks of opacities present in the anterior region of the mandible. The lesion extended from 3.3 to 4.3 mesolaterally from the alveolar crest to 8 mm above the inferior border of mandible, superior inferiorly. Periphery of the lesion was well defined and corticated with discontinuity at certain places. The lesion had caused expansion of the superior buccal and lingual cortices with perforation of the same at certain places. Excision of the entire lesion was carried out and submitted for pathological examination. Gross revealed well circumscribed cystic mass 1.2 into 1.2 into 1 centimeter in size with thick, rough cyst wall. This is the third case of dentinogenic host cell tumor from our collection. In this case, we see that the mass is mostly cystic in nature. It is thick cyst wall and central area is cystic. The wall has variable thickness and there is a extra mural nodule which is lying outside the cyst wall. Let us have a look at this nodule, and as we go higher we find that this nodule is made up of dentinoid material here. This is pink acellular dentinoid material and masses of host cells. We can see that the nuclei are gone and outlines of the cells are there. These are host cells, masses of host cells here, here, and these masses are surrounded by amealoblastic epithelium. Here we can see amealoblastic epithelium. And if we come to the cyst wall mural nodule, this is made up of collections of host cells and massive calcification of the cells. So we have seen 3 cases with very different morphologies. This is predominantly cystic, the second case was predominantly solid, and the first case had overwhelming amealoblastic epithelium. So different tumors can show different morphology, and we should be able to recognize the main features, that is the presence of host cells, calcification and dentinoid material. Now we have discussed the histopathology of 3 cases of dentigerous host cell tumor. But according to the literature, this tumor is characterized by sheets and rounded islands of odontogenic epithelial cells seen in a mature connective tissue. The epithelium of the tumor islands resembles that of an ameloblastoma. Mitosis is not seen. Minor cysts may form in the epithelial islands. A characteristic feature is the transformation of the epithelial cells into host cells. The host cells are swollen, ellipsoidal, keratinized epithelial cells characterized by loss of nuclei, preservation of basic cellular outlines, resistance to resorption, induction of foreign body granulomas, and potential to calcify. Although host cells are a basic prerequisite for the diagnosis of dentinogenic host cell tumor, it must be stressed that the presence of host cells alone is not pathognomic, since they can also be identified in other neoplasms such as odontomes, ameloblastoma, and ameloblastic fibroadenomas. Calcific globules and dysplastic dentinoid material are other important features of dentinogenic ghost cell tumor. According to the literature, dentinogenic ghost cell tumor was first described by Pretorius et al. In 1981. Dentinogenic ghost cell tumor is a rare odontogenic neoplasm which is considered to be solid variant of calcifying odontogenic cyst with locally aggressive behavior. It accounts for only 2 to 14% of all calcifying odontogenic cysts. Less than 100 cases have been reported in the literature so far. Most researchers propose that calcifying odontogenic cysts contain two different entities, a cyst and a neoplasm. The cystic lesions are termed as calcifying cystic odontogenic tumors, and the neoplastic entity is identified as dentinogenic ghost cell tumor. WHO in 2005 defined dentinogenic ghost cell tumor as a locally invasive neoplasm characterized by ameloblastoma-like islands of epithelial cells in a mature connective tissue stroma. Aberrant keratinization may be found in the form of ghost cells in association with varying amount of dysplastic dentin. It is characterized by ameloblastomatous odontogenic epithelium, presence of ghost cells, and dentinoid material. Predominantly seen in older age group, though age may range from 12 years to 75 years as in our case, mean age is 50 years. There is slight male predilection. These cases can occur either as central, that is intraosseous lesions, or as peripheral, that is extraosseous lesions in the soft tissue. Gorlin et al. Considered the appearance of dentinoid material in calcifying odontogenic cysts to represent an inflammatory response of the body tissue towards masses of ghost cells. Abraham and Howell further stated that the masses of host cells induce granulation tissue to lay down juxtaepithelial osteoid which may calcify. Contrary to these interpretations, Salk postulated that it might be an inductive phenomenon. Ng et al. Suggested that it represents a metaplastic change in the connective tissue without the participation of granulation tissue. Donath et al. In 1979 opined that dentinoid or dysplastic dentin is not a product of mesodermal cells but represents a hard type of keratin similar to that found in the nails. Later on, Pretorius et al. Suggested the material to be of mesodermal origin based on the following findings. And these findings are that dentinoid stains with connective tissue staining such as von Giesen and Mason's trichrome like collagen. Dentinoid is usually not found in the luminal proliferations unless there is a disintegration of the basement membrane with outgrowth of connective tissue between the epithelial host cells. Host cells are thought to be derived either from the transformation of epithelial cells or metaplastic transformation of odontogenic epithelium or squamous metaplasia with secondary calcification due to ischemia, degeneration of epithelial cells, or as a result of apoptotic process. For several researchers, host cells represent an abnormal or incomplete keratinization process or an advanced stage of keratinization. Coagulative necrosis has also been suggested as origin of ghost cells. David et al. Suggested that ghost cells may represent abortive enamel matrix in odontogenic epithelium. Now, about the histogenesis of this tumor, the histogenetic derivation of dentinogenic host cell tumor has been attributed to cell rests of serrae or the surface epithelium but remains unclear. Missense mutation on codon 3, that is ACT to TCT, that is threonine to serine of beta-catenin gene, suggests that beta-catenin plays an important role in the tumorogenesis of dentinogenic host cell tumor by an improper differentiation process coordinated by WNT signaling pathway. Differential diagnosis. This is important. Morphologically, when we see dentinogenic host cell tumor, the following entities have to be kept in the differential diagnosis. Ameloblastoma. In ameloblastoma, we generally do not see host cells and dentinoid material, though some workers have reported presence of few host cells in ameloblastomas also. Adenomatoid odontogenic tumor, no host cells and dentinoid material in AOT. Calcifying cystic odontogenic tumor. In this, there is absence of dysplastic dentinoid material and large collections of host cells are not there and the lesion is cystic in nature. Then we have odontogenic host cell carcinoma. This is malignant tumor and shows high mitotic activity. And lastly, we can confuse it with ameloblastic fibroadenoma, which has immature mesenchyme in contrast to host cell tumor, which has mature mesenchyme. Prognosis of host cell tumor. Central host cell tumors are aggressive neoplasms that show locally invasive behavior and recurrence rate of up to 71% despite the extent of surgery performed. The take-home message from this presentation is that dentinogenic host cell tumor is a rare tumor and till now was considered as a variant of calcifying cystic odontogenic tumor. Now it is considered as a separate tumor like ameloblastoma on account of its aggressive behavior as compared to calcifying cystic tumor, which is a benign lesion. As we have seen in the three cases, amount of ameloblastic epithelium is variable. If ameloblastic component is more or dominant, it can be mistaken for ameloblastoma or adenomatoid odontogenic tumor. Host cells can also be seen in odontomes, ameloblastomas and ameloblastic fibroadenomas. So all the features should be looked into carefully and presence of dysplastic dentinoid should be searched for. Diagnostic features of host cell tumor are presence of ameloblastic epithelium, masses of host cells, calcification and presence of dysplastic dentinoid material and the mature mesenchyme. So with that, I thank you very much. I want to say that there are library of the digital slides which DigiScan has prepared, and this library contains sets of various subjects like histopathology, cytology, oral pathology, oral histology. So those who are interested, they can subscribe these sets available online. Thank you very much.